Are you ready for the most random video that you're probably gonna see in a long time? We're going to do donkeys. We're gonna do, you know, just a little bit of everything. A donkey had his testicles removed today, and I got some flower footage that I wanna show y'all. So get in for a ride because it's gonna be all over the place. So before I show you my pride and joy of a flower garden, I wanna make y'all feel a little bit better. I forgot to water this hanging basket one night in this extreme heat that Ohio has been having. She's looking pretty crispy.
Well done.
Yes, great time. So I want everybody to feel a little bit human and know that I too crisp my hanging baskets. So we made it past July 4th party. So like I did like red, white, and blue. Now these planters look okay, but I kind of did red, white, and blue for the planters for the 4th of July party, and they just had to live till 4th of July. We're past that. And as you can see, my brain just went, don't care. Not that I don't care, don't remember. So anywho, before I show you my actual pretty pride and joy flowers, I wanna make y'all feel a little better. Welcome to my jungle. So as y'all know, I have lots of animals, but besides the animals that we have on this property, so I have chickens, I have goats, I have the donkeys, I have horses at my parents' house that don't live here because, you know, they're pasture puffs and they need like a nice manicured field that my parents have for them. But as far as in here, I also have an insane garden. Flowers, I have some vegetables. I kind of chose to not really do a lot of vegetables this year because I wanted to focus mainly on my flowers. So I have zinnias, as I choke on maybe a bug. I have zinnias, I have celosia, I have eucalyptus that I'm trying my hand at. I have lithianthus, however you say the name of that flower, I have no idea. And of course, my dahlia beds. Oh, and I have sunflowers that are ginormous. But my dahlias are my pride and joy, probably followed by my zinnias. So I thought I would just give y'all an overview of the green things that we grow here. These are my zucchinis. And we have four plants total, 2 squash, 2 zucchini, so 2 green and 2 yellow. This will give us more zucchini and squash than Josh and I can probably consume in like 3 years. The joke is to roll your windows up around here during zucchini season because people will just start tossing them into your car. But yeah, so they're a little bit wilty at the end of the day, but as you can see, they are not hurting for blooms. I just picked them all last night, and I'm expecting to pick them probably all tomorrow again. Followed by our cucumbers, who are also pretty wilty because this is the end of the day. The sun's been beating down. I think we have 6 cucumber plants. Oh look, I missed one. I just picked those last night too, but they tend to hide. So these are actually a Japanese variety. They're really good for slicing. But like I said, I have 6 cucumber plants. There's gonna be more cucumbers than I think we know what to do with. We're just gonna put like a free sign up and say, take the produce.
You should plant pickles next year.
Plant pickles? Yeah. This is what this is. This is a pickle, Noah. We got our jalapenos, or jalapenos, as I like to say. I know I like to say words not the way that they're supposed to, just out of pure enjoyment. So these are my jalapenos. Bell peppers, onions, tomatoes. Fun fact, Josh and I both hate tomatoes, okay? I hate tomatoes, and I plant an absolute crap ton of tomatoes. I think I have 4 plants here, I got 2 plants there. You know, I'm gonna have tomatoes out my ears. They love to grow for me. I can grow them. I can grow them all dang day long. I hate them. I love ketchup. I love pizza sauce and pasta sauce, and we like to make salsa. So these are all salsa varieties. I think there's Romas. There's a couple mortgage lifters and Amish paste. So they're basically all good for like juicing tomatoes, salsa tomatoes, all those fun things. I'm just randomly holding my cucumber and doing all these videos. I shall point with my cucumber. And, onions. Ooh, yeah, we got some onion rings here. Just add the breading and fry them up. So this is gonna be my pointer for the rest of this video. We also have peach trees. This peach tree we have grown for 5 years. We got 1 peach this year. Josh was very excited about that. We already ate it. Green beans. So we did green beans in raised beds. If anybody's ever gardened before, the sheer task of picking green beans in the grounds in a long row in the summer could be the most tedious, awful task, I think, in the garden. So I planted them in raised beds this year to get them up off the ground so I don't have to bend over like this to pick them in the summer heat. So, green beans. Over here is a fun experiment, and they look really sad right now. Once again, it's been like 90 something degrees. These are my Dahlia seedlings. Yes, they are droopy. I'm just gonna tell y'all, all the Dahlias are gonna look like this. The heat beats them down, and then as soon as the shade hits them and it cools down, they all perk back up when I water them in the evening. These are all started from seed, so these are unknown varieties, and if we get something cool, like this one's tolerating the heat really well. If we get something cool, I get to name it after like 3 years of it staying the same or something. So, anywho, these are Dahlia seedlings. They did not grow from a tuber, so these are all brand new varieties. We have sweet corn and the sunflowers. Okay, once again, very sad. My sweet corn did horrible this year. I planted it early when I planted all my zinnias, and none of it came up. So, which means we probably had bad seeds. So I replanted it later, and it's just not meant to be this year, right? Like, I got a lot of other stuff going on. I'll take my like 14 pieces of corn I'm gonna get. And here are my sunflowers. Holy smokes, these things are giant. They're not even bloomed yet, so most of them are not, but they are freaking tall. How tall do you think that is? 10 feet?
Oh yeah, every bit.
Every bit of 10 feet. Ginormous. So I got that going for me. I can't eat it like sweet corn, but you know, sunflowers. So these ones right here are a new variety I planted. They are black cherry sunflowers, and they are burgundy, black in color. They're really, really cool and interesting, and I was excited to see them grow this year. So I can't wait to see this full row of sunflowers completely bloomed out. Ooh, this one's cute. How fun. Okay, let's get into the nitty gritty of the flowers. So I have been weeding this garden. I know it does not appear that way for this row, but this is eucalyptus. So this is gonna be like a filler plant for bouquets. And see, like, this is like a never ending job, okay? Like, with the amount of rain we get, these things pop up like nobody's business. But if you could smell this, like, just like moving it around, it has such a good smell. You can also hang it in your shower and make like a eucalyptus like steamer, like a natural one. So I planted an entire row of it. Call me crazy, but it's fine. Everything's fine. I've went big this year for flowers. So this is gonna be like a filler. My second filler is going to be celosia. So celosia, also known as coxcomb, and it's these little frilly, beautiful plants, and they will send up sprigs on the side. They are an excellent, gorgeous filler. And I believe I planted, I wanna say around 10 varieties of celosia in 2 rows. Last year I had like 10 plants, and it was more than I could keep up with. So, you know, I went from like 10 plants of it to like 100 plants of it. No joke, probably close. So pray for me. I'm not sure I'll keep up, but it'll be beautiful once these are all, because they'll get really tall and bush out. Now to my next probably overzealous planting, and that is my zinnias. I think I have like 8 rows of zinnias. This particular mix right here are actually seeds I kept from last year, from the ones that I harvested myself and planted. So these are just like a random, like all kinds of colors, all kinds of designs and floofinesses, you know, textures. Like this one's got like multicolor. Like you just don't really know what you're gonna get. These are just all seeds I harvested and have like a giant tub of. Yes, I'm still carrying this cucumber. A tub of, and I just kind of sowed them out, and they just went crazy. And if we start moving our way up the garden, I'll go through some like different varieties that I've planted of the zinnias. So down here, these are orange. Obviously, these are like, I think it's Benary's giant orange. with a very random purple one. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes they get seeds mixed up. These are Queen Lime Rose or something, like a rose queen lime. They're actually green with like a pink undertone. Very, very interesting. Once again, random purple flower. Not sure. That's the thing with zinnias. Like sometimes they get like a sneaky little seed in there. And this is just a regular queen lime. So this will be like a green zinnia. So I always try to have a handful of them just because they're kind of interesting. And then we get up here, this whole row is just Benary's giant. So giant coral, giant purple, red, yellow, like it's just a mix. Wine is down there, like this really dark burgundy color, which is beautiful. And it's just like basically, and I have some whites down on the end. It's just basically different types of like the giant double form. So then we're gonna move over here. We'll come up here to some more interesting ones. So these are all like Floret and Dawn Creek and Johnny's varieties. So this is Johnny's, I think, Zawowie, which it is. It's a Zawowie. It is like so pretty. It has so many different colors. It's so interesting. It's beautiful. Like this is like spectacular to me. I love bright colors, okay? And then we get like Victorian wedding and different things like this here. Some linen colors. This is a Cinderella Peach. They kind of look like cupcake zinnias. They're kind of different. I've never grown them before. This is, I believe, the Victorian wedding. It's like a linen color, like an off-white color. And then over on this side, this is part of Johnny's Aurora mix. And that whole other row is all Aurora. And I will show you individual flowers, which is why I planted a whole row plus some bonus of this. But if we move to this end, this is actually ballerina mix. So it's all gonna be pinks and blush and purple and lavender. And they're very pretty and they're huge flowers. Like the flowers will be like 5-6 inches or so. So if like you move down here, you can just see like the variety. They're just all kinds of pinks. This one is very bad. I have to like deadhead them, right? So that they continue to bloom. But look at the size of this flower. Like humongous. It's probably 6 inches. Toss it in the yard. Okay, so this is the Johnny's Aurora mix, and we will, I just have you all take a look at some of these flowers. So they're very cool toned flowers. There's like lots of purple and different things. They are all different. They're all like very, very, very beautiful. Yep. And they just are all colors of coral and pinks and yellows and oranges and all the colors I love. And they are huge blooms. Like this one's giant too. That yellow one with a purple center. Like they're just very interesting. And every single plant has something so different. Like this one's like a frilly petaled one. They're just all amazing. I think this is my favorite mix I've ever grown. These, I'm sorry, my pointer. These are lithianthuses. I've never grown them before. They are basically, sometimes mimic a rose. They come in all different colors. Henry likes to run through here and knock them over, which is why they're all like this. So they come in like pinks and blush and white and all kinds of things. I'm not sure I'm sold on them. I think the flowers are really beautiful. I just don't know how to do them as a cut flower because like where do you cut it? You know, like would you cut it when there's only one open? And I just don't know. I just have questions. So anywho, that's the lithianthus. I'm going to talk to my friend about what you're supposed to do with them. But now, my pride and joy, my dahlia beds. Okay, let me put this over here. I'm tired of carrying the cucumber around. Or do you think that's funny?
You leave it. Put
Just-
it there for now.
Just put it there. Cucumber is removed from my hands. So I was using it as a pointer, and I'm...
This is all marijuana.
No! It's probably as expensive as that.
Probably true.
You know, we're gonna talk about my dahlias, and my husband Josh, God love him, built me these beautiful raised beds. So my dahlias are done in these raised beds that he built, and they are grown in grow bags. So these are all in 7-gallon grow bags. Each tuber has its own bag, of course. I'm thinking we are creeping in on like 360 dahlias this year. So last year I had like 250. You know, what's a cool 100 more? They're finally starting to bloom. not gonna lie. So like this is Levi's bubblegum. I also play games with myself. I try to memorize where each and every variety is in the garden. So when I'm out here watering and stuff, I like quiz myself as to which dahlia it is. So as soon as they start blooming, I know, my brain knows. That's Sandia Nocturne, it's blooming. This is RM Pink Sugar, it's very pretty. KA Cream Brulee, Cameo Mystery. Ooh, this one bloomed out finally. So dahlias will open as the day goes. So they bloom from the center out. So you'll see they'll be like really like shallow and then they like fan out and back like this one's doing. So they will like continue to bloom from the middle. Like this one here, you can see it's almost completely bloomed out. It'll keep blooming. And then the center will probably get green and called like a blown center. Like they're no longer like the best for vases and stuff, but that's where the pollen comes out for them to pollinate. So there's lots and lots and lots and lots of buds out here. Pretty soon this entire row will just be flowers. The shade's creeping up here. We'll stand in the shade and talk about the netting. So last year I did the corral method, which means we put the stakes in and we sent twine down both sides and kind of like grouped the dahlias together. I think that would work better if they were in the ground, because them being in these bags, they're already like at a disadvantage as far as in like anchoring themselves down, because the bags are a little bit more, I wouldn't say flimsy, but they're shallower in the bags, I guess, if you will. So my good friend at Summer Meadows Dahlia Farm, Carrie, she uses this horticulture netting, I think is what it's called. I ordered that also from Johnny's Seeds. And you basically put T-posts and just stretch the netting in between the posts. And then you do it before the dahlias grow up. Like this one right here is still small, so we put it over top and it'll grow up through the netting and then it will kind of anchor it down. So we get tons and tons of wind up here. So with the corral method, what was happening was they were kind of like snapping over my, my baler's twine, which was leading to broke flowers and like all that fun stuff, which is not what you want. So I'm going to hopefully, so this is 2 rungs. I think we're gonna do 3 to 4 total. So like these ones that are already grown up, I need to put like another section like about here to keep all of these guys secure. We've had some really bad storms up here so far and none of them have broke. So I'll knock on some wood that they haven't completely snapped off, but we are loving the netting. I definitely feel like it is like the more superior way to kind of like anchor them in the bags. Now on the ground, I think the corralling method would be great. But as far as for us, this is turning out so much better than it was last year. So why do I grow all of these flowers? So honestly, it's more of just like a hobby. I enjoyed it. My first year I started with 10 dahlias, a cool 10. I went from 10 to 250, okay? We won't talk about it. I had a Dahlia online buying problem over the winter. And you know, tubers look really good in the winter when you're not planting them and having to take care of them. You're like, oh, what's 50 more? Oh, what's 20 more? Oh, this is a new variety. Totally have to have that one. All of my dahlias, with the exception of maybe 2 to 3 varieties, are all different varieties. So like there's only 2 that I have that I planted more than one. So like my Amelia Bedelia over there, which is one of my favorite ones from last year, I have 2 plants of. Other than that, they're pretty much all different varieties. I have both cuttings and tubers growing out here, which I can do a whole dahlia video because I mean I literally could. Gladys the goose, she's hanging out here. She watches my dahlias. As far as in like fertilizing and spraying and all that kind of stuff, I do not spray for pesticides, or I do not spray pesticides on my flowers or any of my garden. I never have and I never will. I use beneficial insects. I released 3,500 ladybugs already, and I'm getting ready to do my second batch of them here really soon. So ladybugs, they target really like like thrips, which will make your flowers all wonky, different things like that. They really target like your bad bugs, like your aphids and all of that. They snack on them. I released green lacewings, which are awesome for all of those bad bugs too. I fertilize using a couple of different types of fertilizer. I'm trying out some different ones. Right now I'm using like a granulized chicken manure, so you have to be really careful with burning them and stuff. So I usually do ones that go on the top that are like a slow release, and I fertilize about once every 3 to 4 weeks, so approximately once a month. And I change the fertilizer through the season. So like I go more nitrogen heavy when they are putting like getting their leaves and really growing, and you switch to more like phosphorus and potassium and that kind of stuff when they get more into blooming to promote their growth, like their blooms. So anywho, that is a very short overview of the dahlias, and I can't wait to show you guys when they are like full bloom. So I hope you all enjoyed my my TED Talk on all the flowers that I have planted. Oh, what I'm gonna do with them. So this year with my dahlias, I would love to show at a couple dahlia shows. I know there's one in Cincinnati. I know there's a couple in Columbus and different things like that, that I would love to take some blooms to. I'm definitely an amateur, like I'm trying my best. So when you show a dahlia, you have to like really like pick which blooms you're gonna take, put bags and stuff over them so they stay really nice, and just like cut and hope for the best. So I really want to try that this year. Last year I did sell flowers to the florist. She'd buy a couple buckets of blooms from me a week. So I'm probably gonna tell her that my zinnias and stuff are like 100% ready for that, because there's so many there. I make vases of flowers just for fun, just for me, my mom, my in-laws, whoever comes over leaves with like a whole vase of flowers usually. Family events, so for 4th of July, I think I made like 4 or 5 arrangements and just sat all over the house. They're just for fun, just for something to enjoy. I love to do it. It's an investment as well. Like you plant one tuber, and when you dig that thing up in the fall, it's gonna be like a whole mess of tubers. So you could have like one little plant could make you like anywhere from like 2 to 15 other plants. My biggest clump last year of dahlia tubers when I dug was like 36 tubers in one giant clump. So they definitely reproduce on their own, and I've like gave away tubers to friends and family. No, I do not sell dahlia tubers. I don't have a nursery license, and I don't have like all the stuff to do it because it's regulated by the state to sell seeds and sell tubers and stuff. So I just kind of like give them away to friends and family that want some dahlias. So anywho, yeah, it's my pride and joy, and Josh's
Not pride and joy.
not pride and joy. I think he I can't say that. I think that he likes them. I think he thinks they're pretty, and I think he like enjoys that I enjoy it. I think mostly, which was a very cliche way to end this statement, but anywho, but yeah, we did gravel in between. It just cuts down on the weeds and stuff, but he really was like so thoughtful in like the design of this whole area. And we will be running irrigation through here. So maybe I'll let him do a video on how he's setting up irrigation for these dahlia beds. He will be so excited to share that with y'all. So enable all of y'all's husbands to build you a couple dahlia beds. So each of these beds holds, I think, around 76 dahlias, I think, per bed. So it's like 35 to 36 bags per bed. So anywho, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half, 4 3/4 full of dahlias. I mean, nobody's counting. It's like my chickens. We just don't talk about how many are out here, okay? And do not ask me how much I've spent on tubers this year. That is just something we just do not talk about because I don't keep track. So anyhow, hope y'all enjoy. I don't just have fuzzy creatures. I have green creatures that I spend probably too much time with. All right, y'all, this is about dinner time, so it's probably gonna be very loud around here. Hi, goaties. Oh, Buzz is peeing. That's a good thing. I always like to watch my weather pee. I'm gonna make merch that says that. WYWP, watch your weather pee. It's gonna sound like a news channel or a radio station. I think that would be so good. So people think that's weird, but that means that there's no urinary stones and he's perfect. Yes. My animals are not spoiled, okay? I don't care what anybody says. They're just extremely loved. I was an only child, so people said, oh, you must be spoiled. I was like, no, I was extremely loved. I was not a brat. They're just extremely loved. These are my children. Sweet boy. Hello, Tunya. All right, let's come over here. We can do like a Ricky update too. Ricky and Ziggy. This is a fun little, do you want to ask Josh why this tractor's here? Well, it's because he got it stuck in one of the pastures and we had to take this fence out right here to get it out of the pasture because it wouldn't go up the other hill. Shh, don't tell him that I told you all. Holy hot. This is my lovely sun guard for my chickens to keep them from getting roasted in the sun. Because I like roasted chicken, just not live roasted chickens. All in the shade, yes. Okay. Holy hot. Come here, Ziggy. So, the award for the friendliest baby donkey ever goes to Ziggy. Ziggy is literally everybody's favorite. He is a social butterfly, 100%. Aren't you? Come here. Come get me. Are you gonna chase me? Are you gonna get me? Yes, you are. Look at those aerodynamic ears. Gotta love it. So these are a couple of my yearlings. And of course, Ziggy. Ricky's coming. Ricky's coming over. Hi, Mama. This is not your baby, and you can't adopt this one too. Here comes Ricky. Hi, Ricky. He's like, you're not my mom. It's kind of funny because he has multiple mothers. Me, myself, adopted mother, and then birth mother who tried to him. We don't talk about that. He's a little sensitive. Come here, buddy. Come here. He is growing so much. He has gotten so big. Look. Have y'all seen anything cuter than this? You're such a ham. You're very sweet too. Yes, I'm gonna put you down. Okay, I'll put you down. There we go. Are you gonna zoom for us? You're gonna get me too. So every baby donkey puts their ears back and runs at you. It's so they can be more aerodynamic. Oh, she's like, peace out, we're going. All right, so something interesting that happened on the farm today. Okay, this little man, this is all gross where it's been raining so much. So this is Duke. And Duke had his testicles removed from his body today. So Duke was gelded. Duke was not keeping his man parts to himself, ergo he had brain surgery. And by brain surgery, it means he got them. So the vets came out today. He had it done about 2, 3 o'clock. It is now 6 o'clock. He wasn't allowed to eat for a couple of hours because with donkeys, when they're sedated, their esophagus is the last thing that wakes up, so they can choke really easily. I just gave him some water maybe 30, 45 minutes ago to make sure he stays hydrated. And I'm getting ready to move him over into this clean, beautiful stall with hay just as soon as he wakes up. So this stall is where they did the procedure because it doesn't have any shavings in it. I had it completely clean, and he somehow has managed to make it a disgusting mess already. Well, that's probably because the sedation relaxes everything, so he expelled all of his poo from his body all over that stall. So it's a lovely image, I know. But he did great. He's gonna stay in this stall for about a day, and then they said he's good to go out with his friends. I have special stuff to spray on his site to keep the bugs off of it. And after that, he should be good to go. Brand new brain, brand new boy. So it's always something interesting on the farm. We're gonna talk about donkey testicles and dahlias. So, and a baby donkey update. This is like gonna be the weirdest video combination ever. Are you gonna roll? Are you gonna jump up? Ziggy. Ziggy's got a little bit of loose poo because his mother is coming into heat. So they get what's called foal scours. So we basically keep an eye on him. If he gets a little bit too loose, then I will give him stuff to stop them. But generally it's only like a day and it's not usually super severe. We will watch him a little closer in this heat because we don't want him getting dehydrated. But yes, foals will get a little bit of diarrhea when their mothers come into season, meaning that they're like in heat to be bred. So we always keep an eye on that because we don't want them to get dehydrated. And fun fact, the moms will come into heat anywhere from 7 to 14 days after they foal. It's called their foal heat. So that's why he's got a little bit of a dirty booty. Yeah, but it's not so dirty that we're like worrying about giving him anything yet. I've only ever had to do that with one. Oh my gosh, look at his dust. He just got done rolling. Look at this. That I've had to like really treat for that. They usually clear up within like a day. No big deal. No hams. He's like just waiting for you to pet him. No, I think you need a donkey. You do. Look at them ears. He could fly away. You sweetie pie. Mm. Mm. Yes, so sweet. Mm. Such a sweet boy. He's such a sweet little boy. Yeah. Well, that was a very interesting combination of topics for a video. We have Duke getting castrated and then all my flowers. So, I mean, it's fine. That's the way farm life goes. You never really know quite exactly what you're going to encounter on the day-to-day. But I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow our channel. We're really trying to put out a lot of good content for y'all that's a lot longer to show a more in-depth look at our farm. And stay tuned for the next video. I can't wait to share.